Right now, while you're watching this, there are systems running somewhere that have nothing to do with an alarm clock. No shifts, no punching in, no trading 8 hours for a paycheck. Just automated income coming in while the owner sleeps, travels, or does something else entirely. That's not a fantasy. That's just what a real business system looks like when it's built correctly. I'm going to show you 8 of them today, ordered from $0 to real capital. Because the question was never whether these work. They do. The question is which one you can actually start with what you have right now.
Business 1. Rental arbitrage. Investment $5,000 to $15,000. You do not need to own property to make money from real estate. That's the first thing most people have wrong about this. Here's how rental arbitrage actually works. You find a well-located apartment near an airport, in a tourist area, somewhere people want to stay. You rent it normally, sign a standard lease, pay monthly rent like any tenant. But before you sign that lease, you have one specific conversation with the landlord. You ask for written permission to sublease the apartment on short-term rental platforms like Airbnb or Vrbo. Many landlords say yes, especially if you offer slightly above market rent in return, because they get consistent payments. You take the risk of vacancy. Now, the math. An apartment renting for $800 a month. You list it on Airbnb at $80 a night. You book it 20 nights a month. That's $1,600 in revenue. After your rent, fees, and cleaning costs, you're looking at $400 to $600 net profit per unit per month.
1 unit is extra income. 5 units is a real business. And here's what makes this scale. The system you build for the first one works identically for the next one. Automated messaging, dynamic pricing software that adjusts your nightly rates based on local demand without you touching anything. Smart locks that handle guest check-in with no one present. A cleaning team operating on a set protocol between every checkout. At 10 units running this system, operators are generating $20,000 to $40,000 a month without owning a single property. The mistake that kills this business before it starts, skipping the written permission conversation. Verbal agreements don't hold. If you sublease without explicit written permission and the landlord finds out, you lose everything you build overnight. Get it in writing before you sign anything. Business 2. Print on demand. Investment $0 to $500. There are people making money right now from a design they uploaded 2 years ago. They don't remember what month it sold. They didn't pack anything. They didn't ship anything. They just see the notification when it happens. Here's the mechanics. You create a design, a phrase, an illustration, a visual concept that speaks to a specific group of people. You upload it to a platform like Printify, Printful, or Merch by Amazon.
When someone orders, the platform prints it, packs it, ships it directly to the customer. You receive the profit margin. You never touch the product. The margin on this is between 30 and 40% typically. On a $35 t-shirt, that's $10 to $14 per sale, requiring zero ongoing work after the upload. The mistake that destroys this business is designing for everyone. A t-shirt for dog owners doesn't sell. A t-shirt for people who got a rescue dog and won't stop talking about it, that one does. A mug for nurses doesn't sell. A mug for night shift ER nurses who have been on since yesterday and are surviving on their 4th coffee, that one does. Specificity is the entire business model. The more specific the audience, the higher the conversion rate, the more loyal the buyer. Once you have 50 well-targeted designs uploaded, you have an asset catalog. It sits there. It sells on its own. No restocking, no shelf life, no expiration date. A design you made this week could still be generating income 5 years from now without any additional work. Business 3. Digital products and online courses. Investment $0 to $3,000.
This is the highest margin business on this entire list, and the one most people underestimate because they assume they don't have anything worth teaching. Here's what most people have wrong about expertise. You do not need to be the best in the world at something to teach it profitably. You just need to know more than someone who is 3 steps behind you. The person who learned something 2 years ago often teaches it better to a beginner than the person who has known it for 20 years because they still remember what it felt like to not understand it. You create the product once: a course, a guide, a template pack, an ebook, a system document. You upload it to a platform like Gumroad, Teachable, or Kajabi. From that point, the platform receives the payment, delivers the product, and records the transaction automatically. Someone in another time zone can buy your course at 3 in the morning and receive it instantly without you being awake, without you being involved in any way. The income range on a focused digital product, once it's built and has a working traffic source, is $1,000 to $7,000 a month on 4 to 6 hours of work per week.
And if you genuinely feel like you have nothing to teach, there's a second path: affiliate education. There are platforms where you market courses created by other people and earn commission per sale. You handle the traffic, they handle the product. You both earn. The mistake that kills this business, same as print on demand: too broad. A productivity course for entrepreneurs doesn't sell. A productivity system specifically for freelance designers who are managing 3 clients and feel like they're constantly behind, that one does. Narrow down until it feels almost too specific. That's usually exactly right. Business 4, YouTube automation channel. Investment, $500 to $3,000. This one most people don't think of as a business, but that's exactly what it is. A YouTube automation channel is a channel where the content is fully produced by a team: researcher, scriptwriter, voiceover artist, video editor, and the channel owner manages the system, not the production. The channel builds an audience, YouTube serves ads to that audience, revenue comes in whether the owner is working that day or not. The income model here is ad revenue plus sponsorships plus digital product sales layered on top. Channels in the personal finance, business, and self-improvement space, which is exactly where this model performs best, earn between $3 and $8 per thousand views on average. A channel doing 500,000 views a month is earning $1,500 to $4,000 in ad revenue alone before any sponsorship deals. The investment is in the team: a researcher at $10 to $15 per video, a scriptwriter at $20 to $40 per script, a voiceover at $10 to $20 per video, an editor at $50 to $150 per video. Total cost per video, $100 to $300. At 4 videos a month, $400 to $1,200 monthly production cost. Once the channel crosses 10,000 subscribers with consistent content, the system compounds. Old videos continue accumulating views. Each video becomes a long-term asset earning indefinitely. The mistake? Treating it like a hobby instead of a business. Inconsistency kills YouTube channels. 1 video a week minimum. Same topic focus, same thumbnail style. The algorithm rewards consistency above almost everything else.
Business 5, vending machines. Investment, $1,500 to $6,000 per machine. This is the one that sounds too simple to be real, and that's exactly why most people ignore it. Here's what a vending machine actually is in financial terms. It's a physical asset that generates revenue on its own, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without requiring your presence for a single transaction. The placement math is everything. A vending machine in a bad location earns nothing. A machine placed in a gym lobby, a hospital corridor, a college dormitory building, or an office complex with 300 employees, that machine earns $300 to $600 net profit per month, and it requires 1 to 2 hours of your time per week to restock and collect. 1 machine is side income. 5 machines is a business generating $1,500 to $3,000 a month passive. 10 machines, operated correctly, can produce $5,000 to $8,000 per month from 3 to 4 hours of work per week total.
What makes this actually passive in 2026 is the technology layer. Remote monitoring systems tell you in real time exactly what's running low, how much cash is inside, and whether any machine is experiencing a malfunction. All from your phone. You don't go check. The machine reports to you. You go when it tells you to. The mistake? Choosing location based on foot traffic alone. High foot traffic and high need are different things. A museum lobby has foot traffic. A factory break room at midnight has need. Place machines where people need a quick purchase and have limited alternatives. That's where the machine earns. Business 6, Laundromat. Investment, $50,000 to $250,000. I'm going to be honest about this one up front. This is not a business you start with zero. This is a business you work toward. But the reason it's on this list is what it does once it's running. Laundromats have one of the lowest failure rates of any small business in America. And the reason is brutally simple. Clothes always get dirty. Economic crisis, pandemic, market crash, none of those things change the fact that people need to wash their clothes. That's what's called indestructible demand. And businesses built on indestructible demand survive things that kill other businesses.
The income range is $3,000 to $15,000 per month, depending on size and location. The time it requires from you as the owner, with proper systems in place, is 5 to 10 hours per week. There are operators managing multiple laundromats entirely from their phone through card payment systems, remote monitoring apps that show which machines are running, how much revenue came in today, and automatic alerts for any malfunction. The customer arrives, puts clothes in, pays, waits, takes clothes, leaves. No employee needed for that entire transaction. No one explaining anything, no one serving anyone. The machine does everything. You're just the owner. The mistake people make entering this business is buying a failing laundromat to save money on entry cost. A failing laundromat usually failed for a reason: bad location, aging equipment, or deferred maintenance that creates an expensive problem the moment you take ownership. Buy a performing one or build new in a location you've researched properly. The entry cost difference saves you years of headaches.
Business 7, self-storage facility. Investment, $250,000 to $1.5 million. This is the most boring business on this list, and it's also the most powerful one. People have too much stuff. That's not changing. And all that stuff needs somewhere to go when it doesn't fit in the house. During a move, a divorce, a business closure, a major life transition. You provide the space, they pay you every month to keep it there. Here's what makes this model extraordinary. The average self-storage tenant keeps their unit for more than 14 months. 14 months of automatic monthly payment from a single customer who signed once and keeps paying without any additional action from you. You're not finding new customers every month. The ones who come, stay. The automation in modern self-storage facilities is complete. Customer finds an available unit online, makes payment automatically, signs the contract digitally, accesses their unit with a code or app. If they miss a payment, the system charges the late fee automatically, sends the automated notice, and escalates the process without you calling anyone. You don't chase payments, the system does. Income ceiling on this business is the highest of everything we've seen today. The time requirement from the owner with full automation in place, less than 2 hours per week.
Now, I want to be direct about the investment number. $1.5 million is not where most people start. But here's what people miss. Self-storage facilities can be acquired through commercial real estate loans with 20 to 30% down. A facility generating $8,000 a month in net operating income supports a loan at that size. You're not putting in $1.5 million in cash. You're controlling a $1.5 million asset with $300,000 down and having the business service its own debt. The mistake? Underestimating location analysis. Self-storage in an already saturated market earns at 50% occupancy, if you're lucky. Research the supply gap in a specific market before you commit. The right location runs at 85 to 95% occupancy. The wrong location struggles from day one. Business 8, dividend investing, and index funds. Investment, any amount. I'm ending with this one because it's the one most people already have access to and aren't using correctly. When you own shares of a dividend-paying company or a dividend-focused index fund, the company pays you a portion of its profits automatically, every quarter, just for holding the shares. You do nothing. The dividend arrives in your account.
The math on this compounds in a way that's almost difficult to believe until you run the numbers yourself. $10,000 invested in a broad dividend index fund averaging a 7% annual return, total return including reinvested dividends, becomes $76,000 in 30 years. Not from adding more money, just from leaving it alone and letting it compound. $50,000 at the same return over 30 years becomes $380,000. The reason this is on the list alongside physical businesses, because passive income isn't only about the businesses you build, it's about making every dollar you already earn continue earning after you've moved on. Dividend investing is the version of this that anyone can start right now, today, with whatever amount they have. The mistake? Treating this as a get-rich-quick tool. It's not. It's a get-wealthy-slowly system. The people who built real wealth through this did it by being boring about it for a long time. Same index fund, same contribution every month for decades. That's the whole strategy. Look, I know some of those investment numbers felt like they were for a different version of your life, and some of them are right now. But here's what I want you to take from this.
Every single one of these businesses started somewhere. The person with 10 storage units started with one. The person with 20 Airbnb units started with one conversation with one landlord. The compounding happens after the start. The start is always smaller than the result. Let me show you what two of these look like in one real scenario. Someone, 28 years old, earning $52,000 a year. They can't afford a laundromat. Self-storage is years away, but they have $5,000 saved and a weekend to research. They start with rental arbitrage. One apartment, $800 a month rent, listed at $85 a night on Airbnb. They hit 18 booked nights the first month. Revenue, $1,530. After rent, cleaning, and platform fees, they clear about $450 net. Month 3, they add a second unit. Now they're clearing $900 a month from 2 apartments they don't own. Month 6, their print-on-demand catalog has 32 designs live. It's adding $240 a month in passive income from sales while they sleep. Total added monthly income at month 6, $1,140. Not from a raise, not from a second job, from systems they built on weekends over 6 months. That $1,100 every month invested into a dividend index fund for 25 years at 7% average annual return becomes over $900,000 from one decision to start. Here's what I want to leave you with. Most people know this stuff exists. They've seen the videos, they've read the articles, they have tabs open right now with business ideas they haven't acted on yet. The gap between knowing and doing, that gap has a cost. And it's not just the money you're not making yet, it's the compounding you're not starting yet. Because the math on these systems doesn't reward the person who knows the most, it rewards the person who started first. 1 year from now, you're going to be somewhere financially. The question is just whether you made a decision this week that changed where that somewhere is. The businesses are real, the math is real, the only variable is when you start. Pick one, just one from this list that matches what you actually have available right now. Time, money, or both. Research it for 3 days, not 3 weeks, 3 days. Then make a decision. If this gave you one real thing to look into this week, I'll be here for the next one. See you then.